What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never, and welcome back to another CaptainBNB update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so I just want to say I actually recorded this video yesterday, but a lot has changed from a price action standpoint, so I just want to add this into the video real quick. So this isn't going to be super long, and understand that a lot of what I said yesterday still applies, especially from a larger time frame standpoint. We are still extremely oversold. Nothing has changed in that regard. Just understand that price action is a bit lower than where we were. The main thing that I want to add in right now is that we did come all the way down to that 94,000 range. The reason this is important is because we closed the previous CME gap. Now, the issue is that we do actually have another CME gap just beneath this. So don't be surprised at all if price action does close this 92,000 gap. That is absolutely a possibility that I want you guys to be prepared for. Is it guaranteed that we close this? No, it's not. But understand that a very high percentage of CME gaps do eventually fill. But again, this video from a fundamental standpoint has not changed. It's just price action a little bit, but enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, now as you guys can see, CaptainBNB is currently trading at a $2.37 million market cap. And at the moment, it's actually holding up very well. It's down less than 1%. Now, why is that important? Well, if you look at the crypto market as a whole, you can see that a lot of the market is dropping right now. For example, just over the last day alone, Ethereum is down 3%. So naturally, when you see, by definition, the leading altcoin down 3% in the last day, you're going to see a lot of drops around the market, especially for lower cap projects. So you can see that Captain is holding up very well. And simply from a technical analysis standpoint, you can see that it's basically trading at bottom support, but it is holding support. This is very important to see. It shows that there's absolutely a floor for this project. Now, obviously, if the market does continue to drop a lot more, then that's not going to be ideal for a project like CaptainBNB. That's just the reality of the situation. What I want to make sure you guys understand right now is where we are actually at from a sentiment standpoint. You can see that the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is actually at 15 right now, which is extreme fear. The last time we saw the Crypto Fear and Greed Index this low was when Ethereum was all the way back here at $1,380 a coin. And as we stand right now, Ethereum is $3,300. So when you actually put that in perspective, it's just crazy. I know there's a lot of panic. I understand. I'm not saying that the market can't drop lower. It absolutely can. And I'll go over some technical analysis in just a second. But right now, we are seeing a lot of amazing discounts in the market. And what I want you guys to remember is that bull markets end in greed. They don't end in extreme fear. Obviously, this could be an exception, but historically speaking, that's how it's always played out. I know a lot of people right now think we're heading into a bear market just because technically it's the end of a 4-year cycle. But eventually, the 4-year cycle idea is going to break. You have to understand that it's not going to stay that way forever. The big players do not want to give the average person the chance to buy crypto at an 80 or 90% discount. The whole idea of a bear market is to rotate supply. So the bear market's not going to be super predictable forever. Now, if we come over here and we take a look at the CaptainBNB X account, I also want to point out this post right here. So they actually posted this on November 10th, and it's just the eyeball emoji. But BNB Chain launches Build and Build Rally on X with strong community response. And the thing with CaptainBNB that I always talk about is I believe they have one of the strongest communities out there, especially on BNB Chain. That's what drew me in the first place. For any of you guys who have been watching my channel for a considerable amount of time, I didn't cover any BNB projects. This was the first BNB project that I started covering. Now, interestingly enough, I actually traded BNB Chain all the time in the 2021 bull run though. But Captain is easily my favorite BNB project of this cycle. I also point this out all the time, but one of my favorite things about CaptainBNB is that they all have these profile pictures. If you just scroll down, you'll see that they pretty much all have this little BNB outline. And that's one of my favorite things about them. They have a very recognizable community. And I also like the fact that they're always able to host these X spaces and they get a lot of nice numbers. For example, this right here, 411 people tuned in. Now, I know some people out there are going to say, oh, that's not that many people. Again, you have to understand right now we are seeing extreme fear in the market. There's not a lot of interest in crypto right now, especially in low caps. So if you have a low cap that can still bring this many people and it's not botted accounts, that's very important. You'll see a lot of X spaces that say they have 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 people in them, which is not true at all. Of course, some of them do, but most of them don't. Most of them are bot accounts. So I love to see this, and I always recommend for any of you guys who are interested in CaptainBNB to join some of their X spaces. They host community X spaces all the time, and you'll get a lot of great information in there. But now I do also want to go over Bitcoin for just a second. And I mainly just want to show you guys the larger timeframes also because I'm recording this video the day before, so price action might change a little bit. And understand that for CaptainBNB as well. You might watch this video and CaptainBNB could be lower or it could be higher from here. But with Bitcoin specifically, what I like is the larger time frames. If you guys have been watching my content, I've been showing you guys the weekly time frame a lot, but I'm going to start off with the 2-week. And the reason I like the 2-week is because the 2-week has a very strong bullish divergence. You can see that price action is swinging up into a higher low and the RSI is swinging down into a lower low. Oftentimes bullish divergence can signal a local bottom. Not to mention, if you look at the 2-week time frame, you can see that the stochastics are extremely oversold. Look through Bitcoin's history at every single time we've had extremely oversold stochastics on the 2-week. Extremely oversold right here, very strong breakout. Extremely oversold, very strong breakout. And you can just scroll throughout Bitcoin's history and you'll see that everywhere. And if you do look at the weekly time frame, you'll see a very similar situation. You'll see very oversold stochastics. In fact, on the 1-week time frame, you'll see that they basically put in a double bottom. And the exact same thing as the 2-week. If you look throughout Bitcoin's history, oversold stochastics usually equals a bounce. Now, the other thing that I want to point out though is that you can see we actually closed above the 50 weekly moving average on the previous candle. This is the candle that I was telling you guys to watch. However, this most recent candle has dropped beneath it again. It would be very bullish for Bitcoin if we see price action recover yet again above the 50 weekly. If that happens and we get tweezer bottoms down here, then it will definitely show a lack of sell pressure. Now, to be clear, we will not actually know how this candle closes though until Sunday. So at the time of recording this video, I have no idea how this candle is going to close. But right now, Bitcoin on the larger time frame still looks very good. I genuinely do not understand why the fear and greed index is showing 15. I want you to just imagine a scenario right now where Bitcoin drops down to 90,000. Where is the crypto fear and greed index going to be sitting at? Like 3? Probably not quite that low, but it will be extremely low at that point. Now, I'm not saying Bitcoin's going to drop that low, but just the fact that it's at 15 right now is outrageous. I genuinely do not understand this at all. People lose perspective so fast in this market. But honestly, that's about it for the update today. I heavily recommend you keep your eyes on CaptainBNB. And whether or not you want to buy CaptainBNB or just another project in general, these truly could be some life-changing times for you. Take advantage of the fear. It is very rare that we see the fear and greed index this low. There are so many amazing discounts in the market. But if you guys are interested in CaptainBNB, market updates, and just getting into projects super early in general, then I always recommend you take a look at my Discord. As you guys know, we've made some huge gains in here this cycle. But if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. I'd love to have you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Captain. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.